Hi, welcome back to our course, and we are working in Waltz by Fernando Sor, and to my surprise it's really a piece by Fernando Sor. Sor is not usually known for having such humorous music, such fun music. Usually he's an introspective guy and more dense. And this sounds much more likely the works of the Italian classical composers like Maestro Giuliani. But this waltz is by Sor. And one interesting thing, I even went to Sor's original publication to check if this piece is really by Sor. And it was good I did, because when I did so, I've seen that in Sor's original Urtext edition, there is a different fingering, which I think is better than the one published here. I'm talking about measure 11. So in measure 11, our publication writes E, G with finger 3 on the G and E open string, and then G, C sharp with the 4 on the C sharp, and then F sharp and D and the D also on the bass, the F sharp with 1 and the G with F4. It's so much easier that what Sor published if you play G with finger 2, the C sharp with 3, and then the last measure you reach the same fingering as what is published. And so we are going to do the same on measure 15. Okay? G with finger 2, C sharp with 3, and then 1, 4 on the F sharp and the D. Okay. It's quite easy music, it's tonal, but the harmony, wow, that's so easy and very easy to recognize the chord. You must be able to do so right now. There are only 4 chords in this piece. We have the G major, then the dominant, and then back. Then we have only in the end of the music a subdominant, very in the end, okay? And we have also in the second section the dominant of the dominant present. Those are the only chords here. You can find what are those chords, okay? And on the screen, I'm reminding you what's the code names that I'm mentioning with those functions, okay? This piece is great to work not only reading and in higher positions, also this new way of understanding the fingerboard, because we are used to read the lower note on the lowest string possible and the middle note in a string in between, on the middle, and the higher note on the highest note possible. That's how we are used to read things like that. But Sor uses idiomatically open strings combining with a fretted note on a higher position, and that changes that logic. So the bass is still on the bass, but the middle voice is not on a middle string, it's on the first string. And the highest note is not on the highest string, but on the second. So that's a different way to understand the fingerboard, and the very first time we get in touch with that, it can blow our minds, and yes, the guitar can do that, and so much more. That's interesting. But what I think is most interesting here is that we have a great opportunity to work on expressiveness, especially using a resource that's very friendly and very intuitive, that it's called either apophony or pareidolie. How it depends if you're saying in Greek or in Latin, but it's pretty much the same phenomenon. How can we describe apophony or pareidolie? The dictionary definition is Knowing that A is not B and B is not A, you see A in B. Philosophical, right? Okay, let's go to the practical and classical example. You know that a lion is not a cloud, and a cloud is not a lion. But you look at the sky and you see, look, there's a lion. That's parallelly happening. You see something in other stuff, knowing that those are different things. In music, that also happens, but it happens related to the speech. When we say and we are not only saying the words but also expressing emotions with our speech, we use musical resources. We say with a specific dynamics, with a specific agogics, color, articulation, and so on. And that is part of the information that tells us the emotion. I would like to ask you to go to YouTube, Netflix, or any other video streaming platform and watch something in a language that you don't understand. And hear with attention what's the emotion that the actors are trying to describe and what musical resources, especially dynamics, articulation, color, and agogics, to express that emotion. Let us try some experiment here. I believe that piece of music is fun. It must be about joy. At least that's how I think it should be. If I think so, let us copy how we say joy. So, for example, I will say in a neutral way, but I would like you to say out loud, right now, where you are, the following sentence. Wow, I've won the lottery. Have you said it? I'll give you an extra time. If I would say that word, mentioning the joy of really winning the lottery, I would have said something like, wow, I've won the lottery. What I'm using here, the dynamics is forte, the articulation is staccato, the color is metallic, the agogic is accelerando, and that's how I communicate joy. And so what do you do to communicate joy with the guitar? You copy that. Simple. And if you pay attention to my performance, although I've made some contrasts to avoid repeating the same short section the very same way, just right after I've just played those stuff, I do a little bit more metallic than before, but both are in the realm of metallic. Or one repetition is more staccato than the other, but both are in the realm of staccato, and so on. That's one of the greatest way to express emotion. Just copy what the speech uses to also say that emotion. And it's easier for us to recognize that musical information that we use on our speech when you're hearing a language that we can't understand fully. Try that at home. 5 minutes. That will be enough for you to surprise yourself. And use that knowledge on that performance and on the other pieces that you're playing so you can enrich your music. And of course, we can't control what people hear or how they hear, but if we use that kind of knowledge, most people in the audience will also feel something like joy. And you will be playing in a very expressive way. Have fun!